So as some of you may know, the TLR 22.4 four-wheel drive buggy is quite an amazing buggy to drive, but it does have its faults, one of which being the center and front belts tend to wear out relatively quickly. Part of this has to do with the fact that they are only a 2mm pitch compared to the 3mm pitch rear belt, which I had commented on during the build series for this car. What I had found primarily is that the front belt is okay, and it's more of the center belt that wears out on the pulley that connects to the slipper clutch. That's the first part that really goes, and when you hear the belt kind of slipping under hard braking, it's most likely that pulley. But in any case, to try to address the general front belt wear, TLR released a new front belt cover set and also some side belt inserts. So the front belt cover set is supposed to increase the front belt tension, and the side belt inserts are a zero type belt insert. It's a new type of insert, which actually, if I understand correctly, it loosens the center tension a little bit, and that's supposed to extend the life. Although I'm not exactly sure how that would work, especially with a hotter motor. You'd expect to run a tighter tension to get more belt life. But we'll have to, I'm going to try this out and we'll see how it works anyway. But just to give you a sense of what it takes to actually assemble this, basically the front belt cover set is a new front gearbox. So the bottom and top piece that the front diff mounts into, those are two new pieces because you need a new molding for the plastic to change the belt tension, because the belt tension is not adjustable at the front. And then the side belt inserts are just new insert pieces that you put in to adjust the center belt tension. But to do that, you need to do not so minor disembowelment. So this is what you end up with when upgrading your TLR 22.4 to do the belt tension upgrade. So you have this bottom piece here, which I assume pushes the diff forward slightly to increase the front belt tension, and you get a new top piece as well to go with it. And then you have on the side here, I haven't installed them yet, but I will soon, these zero tensioners. You put them on this side here and this side here, and I think it pulls, pulls this forward a little bit to reduce the center belt tension, although I don't know why you would do that. I'd expect you to increase it. But in any case, so it's those parts. Now, to take apart to take the front gearbox out, you have to take out a lot of screws at the bottom of the chassis, because this mounts on with a whole bunch of screws at the bottom, plus all the top pieces, the top center cover and the top front cover, and also the top rear cover, unless you did the modification I think I mentioned in my video to allow you to take out these two covers without taking out the rear cover. But that's just to get to this guy, right? So you have to tear apart the entire front end, take the shock tower out, take the steering rack out, take the slipper clutch out, everything, just take it all out. And then you have to kind of pry this out from underneath this cover right here. And then you take the bearing out of the old houser, because that's where one of the bearings where the belt crank mounts into, and then you just pop it into the new one, and you just try to shove this in there, screw everything back together. But then to get to the side belt tensioners, you have to take out the center cover, but also the rear cover, because the rear cover covers the left-hand side of the jack shaft where you put in one of the tensioners. Now to take out the rear cover, you need to take out the entire rear end, so the rear shock tower. There's a bunch of screws at the bottom, and at the top you have to take out also the rear inner camber link plate. You got to take that out. So basically you tear apart the entire damn car just to replace 1, 2, 3, 4 plastic parts, okay, to improve front belt wear. You got to do all this, okay? So it's a lot of work. I'm kind of in the middle of it right now, but I just wanted to give you guys a sense of what it's like working on the TLR 22.4, especially to do these kinds of upgrades. And as I understand it, Team Losi is going to release a new aluminum chassis with a hole cut in the bottom here to give the motor more cooling. to help it run cooler. My motor does run a little on the hot side, but that's okay. I'm not going to go through hell and back all over again just to install a new chassis. I think this chassis is fine. I can deal with the temperature on my motor. It's not a big deal. But if you're running in hotter climates, you might need to do that, in which case you're screwed. You might as well just buy a new chassis and build it all from scratch, because you'd have to tear this whole thing apart to put a new chassis in. So this makes the SC10 4x4 look like it's easy to work on because of all this shit you have to do to, you know, upgrade the belt tension parts. Sorry for the language, but it's a little frustrating, but it's what it is. It's a price you have to pay given the layout of the belts and the way the car is designed. You know, it performs admirably, it jumps great, it handles great, it's a wonderful car to drive. But this is kind of, you know, the dark side of the 22.4 and you know, what it takes to really work on it. While I'm at this, I'm going to rebuild the rear diff. I've been running this car, oh geez, I can't remember, several months already. I haven't even touched the rear diff. It's getting a little crunchy, so I'll just flip the plates over, re-grease it, and it should be good to go. But even getting to the rear diff, you got to take apart all this stuff in the rear here. It's not so simple. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and just give you a sense of how much you literally have to rip this car apart to do what should be relatively minor or routine work on other cars. Okay, so that's it for now, and thanks for watching.